Now on HBO Max, Christopher Nolan's Tenet was an experiment in a few different ways, in visual and narrative structure, in releasing a movie theatrically during a pandemic, in testing an audience's tolerance for a challenging brainbender during a challenging time. Results were mixed, as critics and audiences found much to admire and about as much to be confused about, and Warner Brothers reportedly lost about $100 million due to significantly diminished box office returns. Notably, the release on big screens occurred at the filmmaker's insistence, and before WB decided all its 2021 releases would debut in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously, a decision Nolan harshly criticized. Most of us will watch Tenet for the first time at home on our TVs, which probably isn't ideal. Maybe our experience will be diminished somewhat. Maybe it'll be too heady and confounding no matter how big the screen and sound system. But mostly, maybe we should be thankful that a studio and director have the credibility and gumption to spend $400 million to make something so audaciously original. Tenet, stream it or skip it. The gist: this is where I'd normally contextualize the story by relaying its setting, but this is Nolan effing with us, so time has no meaning. Or maybe time has so much meaning, it transcends one single linear temporal point. From here, I'm forced to employ gross reductionism, because in this film, a whole lot of stuff occurs, and I hung with it for about 45 of its 150 minutes, the plot winding its way through a maze until it found its own tail and ate it. We can lean in and take notes on the reams of exposition and track this part and that part and see where they overlap and tangle. Or we can decontextualize the piece of the movie's dialogue that says, "Don't try to understand it. Feel it, and sit back, let it all happen to us and just trust that Nolan made this ouroborosian time travel shit airtight." I mostly did the latter. Anyway, we quickly learn that the story's protagonist, a man known only as Sigh, the protagonist, John David Washington, is a Black Ops type Bond, James Bond badass, except he doesn't seem to be as interested in girls. He punches and shoots his way through an opening sequence, helping save an auditorium full of Ukrainian symphony-goers from terrorist bombs. Except he's captured and gets his teeth yanked out and his cyanide capsule is confiscated and he gets another prisoner's capsule and bites it but wakes up and his teeth are fine and he's totally not dead. A lot happened while he was unconscious. He's barely given a moment to gather his bearings before he's sent on a mission that involves an Indian arms dealer, Michael Caine speaking in riddles in a restaurant and bungee-jumping up a building with Robert Pattinson, which is something that, coincidentally, happens to be on my bucket list.